students, welcome back to mathsy.com. This is your Joy Seaman. Today we are going to learn the chapter Coordinate Geometry, Class 10 Math NCERT. You all ready? Shall we start? Here we go. Children, before going to the class, I want everyone to recollect what we have studied in our earlier classes about coordinate geometry. You know, the coordinate geometry, you must think about the Cartesian plane. The Cartesian plane is nothing but divided into 4 quadrants. First, second, third and the 4th quadrant. And you know, the first quadrant will have the coordinates plus plus, and the second quadrant minus plus, and the third quadrant minus comma minus, and the 4th quadrant plus comma minus. So this is the first thing that you will get it in your memory when we talk about coordinate geometry. I want you have to recollect that the formulae that we have studied as we are nearing to the board examination. The first formula is the distance formula. So the distance formula is defined as square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square is equal to d, the distance between any 2 points. So we have points A and B. The coordinates of those 2 points are given x1, y1 and x2, y2. So I have my point, that is A and then B. So the coordinates x1, y1 and then x2, y2. We always denote the distance by joining those 2 points by the line segment. Ma'am, it is given just the points, that is A and B are the 2 points. Then why are you joining the distance between them just by the line segment? That's a good question. Why? Because you must think about the traveling of going from one place to another place. If you are traveling from one place to another place, the distance you will imagine about the road. So how long I have to cross the road. That is from one place to another place. What is the length of the road? That's what the first thing that it will get into your memory. So that road is nothing but the line segment here in math. That's why we define or we denote the line segment as the distance between any 2 points. So AB is the point, and I would like to find the distance between AB, that's equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. You can have x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square under the square root, both being the same. Why? Because of the square of a minus symbol, it's going to be positive only. Now, the second formula is the ratio formula. So, if the line segment is divided into the ratio m1 is to m2, then we will find the coordinates of the point which divides the 2 points joined by the line segment is defined by p of x comma y is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 and m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. But in this chapter, in this video, we are going to learn thoroughly about the distance formula. So in what all the types of question we will get it, so that this distance formula can be used to get the answer for that question in the board exam. That's our main agenda in this class. So hope everyone ready for the class. Before I start the first question, I want everyone to keep ready your ledger notebook or your A4 size sheets. Why? Because when I do the calculation, please you also do with me, so that you will understand the calculation, how to do it in an ease manner, not making the numbers complicated, instead making the number as simple plus that. And this other thing is, I want everyone to draw the diagram in the Cartesian plane when you read the question and you understood this question is from the chapter Coordinate Geometry. So this is the geometry chapter, and I always mention even in the previous video, with the diagram, the geometry chapter will make you the 50% work is done to get your answer. So always try to draw the figure, the geometrical figure for any question that is given in the question paper. And the another thing is writing the description. So which is x1, y1, x2, y2. Please write those description and then move on for the answer. So these are the main things that you will keep it in your memory. Are you all ready? Shall we start? So the first question is, that is, find the distance between the following points. My points are P of minus 6, 7 and Q of minus 1, minus 5. Now, I know that I must write the description. So first, let me write my description. That is x1 is equal to y1 is equal to x2 is equal to y2 is equal to. Before going for that, as I told you, you will draw the diagram P of and Q of. These are the 2 points given. And the coordinates are minus 6, 7 and minus 1, minus 5. So I go and write my points, that is minus 6 and then 7, x2 is minus 1 and then minus 5. Now I am going for finding my distance between them. So we will write the formulae, that is PQ is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So hope everyone understood. Thus we are going to substitute here. My x2 is minus 1 minus of my x1 is minus 6. So this whole square plus y2 is minus 5 minus y1 is 7 the whole square, which I get it square root of minus 1 plus 6 the whole square plus minus 12 the whole square. So I would get my square root as square root of 5 square plus 12 square. That's equal to square root of 25 plus 144, which is nothing but square root of 169, and the square root of 169 is nothing but 13. So the distance between these 2 points is 13. So this is my answer for the question here. Now we move on to draw the figure. The figure says like this, that is R and S. Let me write my coordinates. A plus B, comma, A minus B, and S is A minus B, comma, minus A minus B. Now I have to find my distance. Let me write my description. x1, y1 and x2, y2. That's very important. So x1 is equal to A plus B and y1 is equal to A minus B. And x2 is equal to A minus B and y2 is equal to minus A minus B. Now I would have my equation RS is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So I would substitute my values. x2 is A minus B minus of A plus B the whole square plus y2 is minus A minus B minus of, I would get y1 is A minus B the whole square. Hope everyone understand this part. So that's equal to, I'm going to simplify first what is given in the square root. So I would remove my bracket inside the square root, minus A minus B the whole square. Do not bother about the square when you do not make the base proper. So first make the base as simple easier one. So this will become minus a minus b minus a plus b the whole square. Now you can see plus a minus a gets cancelled, minus b plus b gets cancelled. So my square root becomes square root of minus 2b the whole square plus minus 2a the whole square. That's become square root of 4b square plus 4a square. Now 4 is common. Please take it out. 4 into b square plus a square. So now we know the square root of 4 is 2. So I would have my equation which is RS is equal to 2 into square root of, I write it in the best order, that is a square plus b square. So you would get your answer RS is equal to 2 into square root of a square plus b square. This is your answer. Now we move on to the third question. The third question is find the distance between 81 square, comma 281 and b of 82 square, comma 282. So I know my line segment goes like this. So I would write my x1 and y1, x2 and y2. This is very important, so you will not make mistake when so many variables are involved in the question. So x1 is equal to 81 square, y1 is 281, and then x2 is equal to 82 square, y2 is equal to 282. Now I would go for my equation AB is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, which is equal to square root of x2 is 82 square minus x1 is 81 square plus y2 is 282 minus 281 the whole square. Now you can see here a is common. When you take it out of the square, you will have a square. So it comes out as a square into t2 square minus t1 square the whole square plus 2a, it's taken out, it comes out as 4a square into t2 minus t1 the whole square. Now you can see here square root of a square is common taken out from both the equation. So both the terms and a square is taken out. I'm left with, now you have to use your identity. A square minus b square the whole square. So a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b the whole square. So I would write in a separate manner. So t2 minus t1 the square into t2 plus t1 the square plus 4 into t2 minus t1 the whole square. Now you can see again t2 minus t1 the whole square is common. So you will take out t2 minus t1 the whole square from the terms. So it would become a square, I take it out, that becomes a. The square root of a square becomes a. So in square root t2 minus t1 the whole square, I would take it out and I am left with t2 plus t1 the whole square plus 4. Now this again the square, take it out. So a into t2 minus t1 into the square root of 4 plus t1 plus t2 the whole square. This is my answer to find the distance between these 2 points A and B. So you have to be very careful when you use the multiple variables as the coordinates. So this is how you will find the method to get the answer. Now we move on to the second question. Different question types of questions we will do, and you will find in all these coming questions a hint is in all the questions, most of all the questions, you would be using the identities as you used here in this question. Which are the identities commonly used as a 10th standard student or 10th standard level? The first identity, a plus b the whole square, which is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. And the second identity, a minus b the whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. And the third identity, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. These are the three identities you're going to use in some of the places where it is required. And the second hint is, children, whenever you see the common factors must be taken out from the terms. So with the common factor, it is very difficult to derive or get the answer. So always keep this in mind. When you find in two or multiple terms the common factor, please take it out. It would help you to get the answer quickly and in a simple manner. So hope everyone understood my hints. Now children, we move on to the second question. The question says like this. If the point of x, y is equidistant from the points a plus b, b minus a and a minus b, a plus b, prove that bx is equal to ay. It's like derivation type. Children, I'll give you the hint for this question. It is said the point p of x, y. So let me have my diagram. P of x, y is equidistant from the 2 points. Let me name those points A and B, and the coordinates are A plus B, B minus A, and then A minus B, A plus B. So these distances are equal. So it is equidistant. We have to prove that Bx is equal to Ay. Now, what am I going to write here is the first concept. I should write PA is equal to PB. Why? Because they are equidistant. Now, when they are equal, I'm going to do my equation. How do I write it? The next hint, like this type of question, when you are given x, y, that is unknown coordinates, and the known coordinates are given, please mention that x1, y1, this unknown coordinate as x1, y1, and this as x2, y2, and then this is caps x2, caps y2. This is the hint here. And why you are writing caps x2, caps y2? We have not studied caps x2, caps y2 in our equation. So this will lead you for not making the mistake. Now I am going to write my formula here, that is square root of, you can see x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. These two are the caps. So I will not make mistake again just by writing small x2, small y2. That would make me a bit confused. So not to get this kind of confusion, I just make a letter just bit in changing mode. So I would get my answer as without any confusion or without any making mistakes. Now, the another hint, the next hint is when you are given two distances are equal from the same point, you no need to write the square root. Why? Why? Because squaring on both the side, my square root will automatically get cancelled. So, when you are given this equidistance word term in your question, no need to write the square root. This is nothing but your equation. Now I'll go and substitute my values. x2 is a plus b minus x1 is my x the whole square plus y2 is b minus a minus my y1 is y the whole square. Now I would substitute my x2 caps x2 caps y2, that is caps x2 becomes a minus b minus x the whole square plus caps y2 is a plus b minus y the whole square. Hope everyone get this point, how without making mistake the multiple variable coordinates can be written in an easy manner. Now I'm going to use the identity. I would use the identity as a minus b the whole square. Now why you are going for a minus b the whole square when there are three terms? Of course there will be a question mark for many of the students. When there are three terms, you would be using a plus b plus c the whole square, which is equal to a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ac. That's the identity where we have studied in our earlier classes. But it is much lengthy identity. I have so many squares here, so I cannot have the lengthy identity. What I do, I make that identity shortened. How to do it? Just make this two terms as a single term. Consider it. And this is one single term, this is one single term, and this is one single term. Now this is of the form a minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square. Same everything. So now I would go with a square, that means a plus b the whole square plus b square minus 2 into a plus b into x. Now this one I just write it here, that would become plus b minus a the whole square plus y square minus 2 into b minus a into y, which is equal to, that's equal to a minus b the whole square plus x square minus 2 into a minus b into x plus a plus b the whole square plus y square minus 2 into a plus b into y. So I made it so shorten my identities, which are exactly the same. Now I'm going to cancel a plus b the whole square, a plus b the whole square get cancelled, and then x square and y square gets cancelled. Now I have b minus a the whole square, that's equal to a minus b the whole square, that's get cancelled. So I'm left with only the four terms, that is 1, and then this is 2, and this is 3, and then this is 4. Only 4 terms I'm left with. So I'm going to write all those 4 terms. Now my terms become minus 2 into a plus b into x minus 2 into b minus a into x is equal to minus 2 into a minus b into x minus 2 into a plus b into y. So this becomes my equation where I could see minus 2 is common throughout. So I would take minus 2 outside. So a plus b into x plus b minus a into y is equal to minus 2 into a minus b into x plus a plus b into y. So now this gets cancelled. Now I'm going to multiply the terms. Ax plus bx plus by minus ay is equal to ax minus bx plus ay plus by. Now I'm going to cancel the terms which are exactly the same terms. So plus by gets cancelled. Now my plus bx minus bx, I bring it to this side, it becomes 2bx. Minus ay, I bring it to the other side, so 2ay gets cancelled, that is bx is equal to ay. Hence proved. everyone get the answer by this time? Children, we move on to the third question. The question says like this. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB where A and B are the points 3, 6 and minus 3, 4 respectively. Also find its point of intersection with x-axis and y-axis. Now you'll understand AB is written, it means it's a line segment. So I have my line segment A and B. And I have to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Suppose P is the point and I have my perpendicular bisector which is PM. Now my question is, find the equation of PM and the coordinates are 3, 6 and it is given minus 3, 4. Since minus comes to your left, the second quadrant, I would write my coordinates minus 3, 4 and this is 3, 6. So I have to change my vertices, that is A and then this is B. Hope everyone understand how to get your diagram. Now I have to find the equation of this line and also the coordinates of P and M. Now it is given the points intersect at x-axis and y-axis. That means you will have your coordinates like this, that the Cartesian plane, and the coordinates are like this. When the line intersect on y-axis, that means y is equal to 0 here. That is here or here, wherever it intersects, y becomes 0. And when it intersects the y-axis, x becomes 0 here. So that's the concept I am going to use. And here it's already y is 0. And here it's already x is 0. So my point here is I should find only the x coordinate. I should find only the y coordinate here. This is my way of finding the answer for this question. Now I go for the question. It is given the points are at a distance, and you can see A and B. From the point P, it is understood they are at equidistant. Right? Because when they are equidistant, then only you can have the perpendicular which makes 90 degree, and it says that it is the perpendicular bisector. So it divides this equal to this one. So automatically when this is equal to this one and this is 90 degree, that means this is perpendicular which is common. I hope everyone understood triangle BPBM is congruent to triangle PAM. That means PB is equal to PA. So I can say very well PA is equal to PB. So now I am going to write my answer in such a way that PA is equal to PB. The equation as PA is equal to PB. So I would have my x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, which is equal to x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. And I gave the hint, whenever your coordinates are unknown, please write that coordinate as x1, y1, and this is x2, y2, and this one is caps x2, caps y2. Now, you can have your 0 here. Instead, I do not know for the time being. Why? Because first part is not a question of whether it is intersecting at x-axis or on y-axis. That's not the question at the first point. So the second part, it says you have to find the point of intersection on x-axis and y-axis. So for the time being, you do not have the 0. Instead, you will have the point x, y. Ma'am, what you're telling now, the second part is 0, I understood. That means I can directly substitute the value 0 there in place of x1. You can very well do it. But this is, I'm giving you one by one you go in a step. Instead of going the second part, bringing the second part to the first part, do the first part, then come to the second part. Now, I would go to my substitution. X2 is minus 3 minus x the whole square plus y2 is 4 minus y the whole square is equal to caps x2 is 3 minus x the whole square plus y2 is 6 minus y the whole square. Hope everyone understood this point. So I would go for substituting the identity. Minus would be taken out. This will become automatically plus. So I would have my equation a plus b the whole square identity. That is 3 squared plus x squared plus 6x plus 16 plus y squared minus 8y, which is equal to 9 plus x squared minus 6x plus 36 plus y squared minus 12y. Hope everyone get the application of the identities. So x square y square gets cancelled and 9 also getting cancelled. Now I am left with 6x and you have minus 6x. Please bring it to the other side. That becomes 12x and that's equal to, I have minus 8y. Bring it to the other side. It becomes plus 8y. So I am left with minus 4y. Minus 12y plus 8y is minus 4y. Now 16 I bring it to the other side. That becomes minus 16. So that is plus 20. So I have my equation 12x plus 4y minus 20 equal to 0. I told you common factor must be taken out. Please divide it by 4. So 3x plus y minus 5, that's equal to 0, is my equation of the perpendicular. Hope everyone understood now how to get the equation. If you have substituted in place of x0, you will not get the equation. That's what I told you. Come and do part by part and do it in its stepwise. That's what matters. So 3x plus y minus 5 is equal to 0 is my equation of the perpendicular plane. Now, it is given on x-axis y is 0. I have to find the coordinate of m. So, how do I do it? That is, m is intersecting on x-axis. So, I would write on x-axis y is equal to 0. So that means m is equal to, I would substitute my value here in my equation m of, I do not know what is the value here. So I know all this is 0. I am going to find it out. So my y becomes 0. That means my equation becomes 3x minus 5 equal to 0 implies 3x is equal to 5. X is equal to, as simple as that. That's equal to 5 by 3. So my m coordinate is 5 by 3 comma 0. Now I have to find the similar way on y-axis. X is equal to 0. So that is, I have to find my p coordinate. You know, on p coordinate, x is 0. So I have to find my y. So put x is equal to 0. That becomes y minus 5 equal to 0. That is, y is equal to 5. So my y coordinate is 5. So as simple as that, I got my coordinates p and m. So that's it. What we have to find it for the question. It's all done. So we move on to the next question. The question says like this. Find the value of x if the distance between the points x comma minus 1 and 3 comma 2 is 5. The distance is already given. coordinate. So you know this is x1, y1 and this is x2, y2. So I would write my AB distance. I have named the points A and B. That's very important. When you are not given the points in terms of its name, please make it as A, B, P, Q like that. So you will not get which one I would take it as x1, y1. Once it is named, you're very clear that you will give the naming exactly the coordinates. So AB is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now AB is given 5, which is equal to square root of x2 is 3 minus x the whole square plus y2 is 2 minus of minus 1, that becomes plus 1 the whole square. Now I am going to square it on both the sides. Squaring on both the sides. Why? Because we do not keep the square root in coordinate geometry. Mostly we will be removing the square root just by squaring on both the sides. So 5 square becomes 25, the square root will go. So I would have my 3 minus x the whole square plus 3 square, which is equal to 9 plus x square minus 6x plus 9. That's equal to 25. Now I would have my 0 and 25, bring it to the other side. That becomes already 18 minus 25 plus x square minus 6x. Now I simplify further, that becomes my equation. So when you look at the equation, you must have understood it's become the quadratic equation. So I have to solve the quadratic equation. That is x squared minus 6x. So this will become 7. That is minus 7 equal to 0. Now when I solve this quadratic equation, you know that 7, you will take the factor 7 comma 1, and when you add it you should get minus 6. When you multiply it you should get minus 7. So what I would take minus 1 and minus 7 and plus 1, which will give me minus 6x as the sum and the product as minus 7. So I would write here plus 1x minus 7x. It's already minus 7 is there. So I will group the terms here. I'm left with x plus 1 minus 7 is taken outside. So x plus 1 is equal to 0. My factors are x minus 7 into x plus 1 equal to 0. And I get my zeros as x is equal to 7 or x is equal to minus 1. So for both the values, x will have such that A and B will have the distance 5 for both the values. Hope you get the point. Children, the fifth question says like this. If the points A of 4, 3 and B of x, 5 are on a circle with center O. So I have my circle and the center is defined as O and the coordinates are 2, 3. Now the points A and B are on the circle, that is A and B. So the coordinates are 4, 3 and x, 5 are the coordinates. Find x here. My question is, what is x here? So you know they are on circle. That means both the radii are equal. So I would write my OA is equal to OB. So I would have this one O as x1, y1 and this is x2, y2 and this one caps x2, caps y2. So I'm going to write x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square is equal to x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Hope everyone get why I have not made the square root on both the sides. Now I would substitute x2 as 4, my x1 is 2 the whole square, y2 is 3 minus 3 the whole square, x2 is, caps x2 is x minus 2 the whole square plus y2 is 5 minus 3 the whole square. As simple as that. Now for not getting confused, I just rub this one and I'm left with 2 square as this becomes 0. 3 minus 3 is 0, which is equal to x minus 2 the whole square plus 2 square. 2 square gets cancelled. So this side becomes 0. So I would have my equation as, you will have to find your x value. So I would have my equation now on simplification, x square plus 4 minus 4x is equal to 0, which is the quadratic equation. So I should get my equation as x square minus 4x plus 4 equal to 0 minus 2 minus 2. That is x square minus 2x minus 2x plus 4 equal to 0. Group it, the terms, it would become x is taken outside, I'm left with x minus 2, minus 2 is taken outside, I'm left with x minus 2. So my factors are x minus 2 into x minus 2 equal to 0, x is equal to 2 comma 2 equal roots. So my value for x is 2. So it's as simple as that. So hope everyone understood this question. Children, we move on to the 6th question. The question says like this. The x coordinate of P is twice its y coordinate. So I have my point P and this coordinate is defined as x coordinate is twice its y coordinate. I do not know y coordinate. So I will write it as y and this x coordinate is 2y. Hope you understand how to get the coordinates of P. And if P is equidistant from the points Q and R, so these distances are equal. That is Q and R, where 2 comma minus 5 and this is minus 3 comma 6. We have to find what is the coordinate of P. Now you know that this is equal to this one. I would write my PQ is equal to PR and I would write my x1, y1 and this is x2, y2 and this is caps x2, caps y2. So my equation becomes x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square is equal to x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now I am going to substitute here. My x2 is 2 minus x1 is 2y the whole square plus y2 is minus 5 minus y1 is y the whole square is equal to x2 is, caps x2 is minus 3 minus 2y the whole square and my y2 is, caps y2 becomes 6 minus y the whole square. Hope everyone get how to substitute the values. I'm going to substitute here the identity 4 plus 4y square minus 2 2's are 4, 4 2's are 8y plus this will become 5 plus y the whole square, that is 25 plus y square plus 5 2's are 10y which is equal to, this will become 3 plus 2y the whole square, that's equal to 9 plus 4y square plus 3 2's are 6, 6 2's are 12y plus 36 plus y square minus 12y. Y square gets cancelled and then here itself plus 12y minus 12y gets cancelled and I'm left with 4y square gets cancelled. So I would have my equation 2y plus 29, which is equal to 36 plus 9 is 45. So 2y is equal to 45 minus 29, which is equal to 15 minus 9 is 6, and then 3 minus 2 is 1. That is 2y is equal to 60. Y is equal to 8. I get my y coordinate, which is 8. So my x coordinate is 2 into 8. So the coordinates are 16, 8. As simple as that. Hope everyone gets your coordinates. That is, y is equal to 8 and the x coordinate is 2 times y, that is 2 into 8, which is equal to 60. Okay. Seventh question says, if P and Q are 2 points whose coordinates are 80 square, 280, a by t square, 2a by t respectively, and S is a point a, 0, show that 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ is independent of t. Means what? When you get this derivation, there should not be a variable t. So it should be of the expression without having the variable t. That's the meaning of independent of t. Now I know that P is given the coordinates, SQ is given and S is given. From the question, what I have to find it, no other conditions are given, whether it is equidistant or the coordinates are twice, nothing is given. Only thing I'm given 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ I have to find. That means I have to find my SP and take the reciprocal. I have to find my SQ, take the reciprocal, add it, you have to get the expression. So shall we go for finding SP and SQ? Take it as x1, y1, and this is x2 and y2, and this one is caps x2, caps y2. Children, I always advise my students, when you write the description, of course if you take the description and write it separately, as I had done the previous questions, x1, y1, x2, y2, it's well and fine. But if you're not writing the description separately, if you find that my time would be wasted on writing my description, still I have to find my correct answer, means please use your pencils to write the descriptions here in the coordinates. Why? Because these are all mostly the variables. So when you write the descriptions also by pen, you get confused. So just to make the difference, please write it by pencil, or the other color pen you can use it. If you are writing the blue pen, you can use the black pen to write your description, not red pen or the green pen during the board examination. Now, shall we go for finding SP first? SP is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, which is equal to square root of my x2 is 80 square minus x1 is a the whole square plus y2 is 280 minus y1 is 0. So that becomes 0. So I would have the whole square. Now I would get my equation as, you can see here a is common, please take it out, a square into t square minus 1 the whole square plus this becomes 4a square t square. Now again a square is common, please take it out. I'm left with, so I would write my q later. So I need space here. So I would have my t square minus 1 the whole square plus this 4t square. I would have it. So that's equal to a square is taken out of the square root. That becomes, this would have, I am going to expand it, t power 4 plus 1 minus 2t square plus 4t square, which is equal to a into square root of t power 4 plus 1 plus 2t square. This again I would have my expression using the identity a into square root of 1 plus t square the whole square. When I take the square root, it becomes 1 plus t square. This is my SP. Now I am going to get my SQ. So SQ first, let me have my SQ's the equation becomes the distance equation becomes x2 minus xy1. So this becomes caps y2 and this becomes SQ. Let me have my coordinates clearly at my side. So I would not go making mistakes. So my S coordinates are a comma 0 and my Q coordinates are a by t squared comma 2a by t. So now I would have my square root of, I know this is my x2, this is my y2 and this is my x1 and this is my y1. So x2 is a by t squared minus x1 is a the whole square plus y2 is 2a by t minus 0 the whole square. So that becomes the whole square just. That's equal to square root of, please take out the square root of a and you will be left with 1 by t square minus 1 the whole square plus 4a square by t square. Now I am going to take my square root of a square and it becomes a, then square root of, this would become 1 by t power 4 plus 1 minus 2 by t squared plus a square is already taken out. So I would have my plus 4 by t square. So this will become, that's equal to a into square root of, you can have 1 by t power 4 plus 1 plus 2 by t square. This again become the identity. So that would become a into square root of 1 by t square plus 1 the whole square. I would have my square root taken outside. So my SQ becomes a into 1 by t square plus 1. Now my question is, I have to find by 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ, which is equal to 1 by, my SP is a into 1 plus t square plus 1 by SQ. That means I have to bring my equation down. 1 by a into 1 by t square plus 1, which is equal to 1 by, I don't have anything to do it here, but I have to do some calculation here. That means 1 by a into, take the LCM, 1 plus t square divided by t square. That becomes 1 by a into 1 plus t square plus this t square goes to the top. It becomes a into 1 plus t square in the denominator. Hope you get this expression. Now I would just simplify the numerator just by adding. So I would have my 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ is equal to 1 plus t square divided by a into 1 plus t square. You can have cancellation just equal to 1 by a, that is 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ is equal to 1 by a, which is proved as the independent of t, hence proved. So hope everyone understand the concept of how to get your derivation even or the coordinates, the unknown coordinates. Children, we move on to the 8th question. The question says like this: Find the coordinates of the circumcenter of the triangle whose vertices are 8, 6, 8, -2 and 2, -2. Circumcenter in the sense you will have the triangle which is inscribed by a circle. That's what it is, a circumcenter. And you know this OA and OB, OC all are radii. So the distances will be equal. So I would write my first point as OA equal to OB equal to OC. Now with all these three I cannot find what is required here, that I have to find the circumcenter. That means O coordinate I have to find. So what I do, I would take any two terms, that is this equation and then this equation, equated, you get your x and y. Your question is to find the coordinates of y, O as well as the radius, you have to find it. That's the question here. So shall we go for finding? So OA is equal to OB. Whenever it is equidistant, you will use your formula such that OA is equal to OB. I would write x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. This is small y2. So y2 minus y1 the whole square is equal to x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now I'm going to substitute. I would take my OA and OB first. So that is OA is equal to, so let me have my, this is x1, y1 and this is x2, y2 and this one is caps x2 and caps y2. Do not put here immediately caps x3 and y3. That will make you more confused. So first you will go with the steps. So I would have my x2. So x2 is 8 minus x1 is x the whole square plus y2 is 6 minus y the whole square is equal to 8 minus x the whole square plus y2 is minus 2 minus y the whole square. You can see this gets cancelled. So I'm going to expand using the identity 36 plus y square minus 12y is equal to, this will become plus, that is minus is taken outside, so minus square will become plus and within the terms also become plus. That becomes 4 plus y square plus 4y. So y square gets cancelled, so minus 12y, this becomes this side, so minus 4y is equal to 4 minus 36. That becomes minus 16y is equal to 36 minus 4 is minus 32. Minus gets cancelled. 16 and 32 gets cancelled twice. So my y coordinate is 2. I got it as 2. Now I have to get my OB is equal to OC to get my x coordinate. So I will go for OB minus is equal to OA. So I would have my equation as same as that, and just I would be changing this instead of this small x2 y2. I would take this one as small x2 y2. So you should not be in a hurry to answer your question while you do your math problems, solving the questions. So sometimes you will be able to rub, or you will get the chance of renaming. So these are the things that you have to be a bit slow while solving the questions. So now I would have my x2. So now here I will write OB equal to OC. That's my second concept. So OB, I will take it here x2. Hope you get it. I'm not changing the variable. It's already understood. Or if you want to take OC this side and OB this side, that also doesn't make much difference. So OC is equal to OB. Why? Because x2 I have taken it as 2 minus x the whole square plus y2 is minus 2 minus y the whole square is equal to x2 is 8 minus x the whole square plus y2 is minus 2 minus y the whole square. So again this gets cancelled. So this I expand now. 4 plus x square minus 4x is equal to 64 plus x square minus 16x. X square gets cancelled. So minus 4x plus 16x is equal to 64 minus 4. So I would have my 12x is equal to 60. That implies x is equal to 5. So I got both my points, that is coordinates. So my circumcenter becomes 5, 2. As simple as that. So I have done it. And I have to find my radius. Don't forget to find your radius. The marks will be cut. It's almost the step marks. So I would get my OC. Why? Because OC is the small numbers. The C coordinate is the small integers, the small coordinates comparing to this one. So I would take my OC. So OC is equal to, you know the equation for finding the distance. That means nothing but the radius. So I would have my radius as OC is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, which is equal to square root of x2 minus, that is 2 minus x the whole square plus y2 is minus 2 minus y the whole square. I would expand it, that is I would substitute my x value here, 2 minus 5 the whole square plus minus 2 minus 2 the whole square. So I would have my square root as 3 square plus 4 square minus 4 the whole square, nothing but plus 4 the square. That becomes 9 plus 16, which is equal to 25. That means my radius OC is equal to 5. So I got my radius. As simple as that. Hope everyone understood this question.